Hello, and welcome to another edition of Monday Night Mashup. I'm Stephanie Faucher.
And I'm Eliana Tiller with your weekly news update.
Last Tuesday, Carolina Productions hosted a stand-up poetry night in Russell House. Students came out to the Russell House bookstore to hear and perform all original poetry by USC students. Connor Brunson, a fourth-year public health major, told SGTV why he goes to almost every single poetry event at the university.
It's important for a university to have diverse modes of expression. We all know, football's very popular here, and a lot of people like football. And the spoken word community pales in comparison to the football community. But it's important for a institution of education to cater to every group, despite their size. And so I feel like this is a unique way for students to sort of experience the catharsis of writing and performance and get out a lot of stress. And also it builds community and fosters happiness and love for everybody. And I think that's something that should definitely be encouraged.
Students gathered at the Russell House Ballroom this past Wednesday to carve pumpkins in celebration of Halloween. The event was held by Carolina Productions, who bought their pumpkins from Carolina Dining. Also, Carolina Productions provided the kits and paint necessary for participants to carve and decorate their pumpkins. Caroline Westberg, a third-year international studies student, said that carving pumpkins is a nostalgic experience for her.
Pumpkin carving for me is definitely a pastime. I grew up pumpkin carving, so I feel like it reminds me of the golden days of trick-or-treating and sitting with my family and carving pumpkins, and I feel like doing it in college is an opportunity for people to come together as a community and do something that they love to do as a kid, but it's doing it as an adult, and it kind of just brings out, that holiday autumn spirit, especially because when you walk around and you see pumpkins, it just means that it's Halloween time, and foliage is going to start coming out soon, weather's going to be crisper, and I love autumn. It's my favorite season.
The pumpkin carving included cartoon characters, Christmas trees, and traditional jack-o'-lantern faces. This was the first year in which Carolina Productions held the event, but the organization is hoping to make a tradition. After the break, Stephanie will have further university news, including student Senate policies and No Impact Week. Stay tuned.
See, we at Capital City Sports didn't think enough people on campus knew about us, so we decided to create an awesome commercial to tell people that we mean business.
Well, how's that going for you?
Well...
All right, everybody get into places right now. Nick, get off your phone. Blake, get off your phone. Stan, your hair's the wrong way, opposite direction. Flip it. Katie, why are you looking at me like that? And lights, please. Lights. All right, and action.
This is Capital City. Ah!
All right, throw the ball. Oh, what the? All right, is the fan ready? Get that started. All right, and turn your heads right now.
I love sports. What's my line?
This is not how the commercial is supposed to go. No, that's not what I mean by a stand-up. You're right. You must not know about me. I don't care. This looks terrible.
It's going pretty good.
Welcome back to M&M. We continue your university update with news on No Impact Week and student enrichment. This past Wednesday, Student Senate President Lindsay Richardson announced the release of USC's budget allocation breakdown. This Wednesday, Richardson will be explaining how all of the over $4 million in student activity fees are used. The press conference is the first time the information has been made public to students. Student government, student media, Carolina Productions, and student ticketing all receive around 3% each of the total budget. Other notable procedures of the meeting were the passing of an RHA bill for the installation of water bottle refilling stations in 4 dorms on campus. Additionally, Richardson is working closely with the University Technology Services to improve student Wi-Fi. No Impact Week began this past Sunday with a challenge to not buy anything new. Today's event was about reducing trash by recycling products and bottles. Tuesday's event is a challenge to take sustainable transportation such as the shuttle or bicycles and scooters. Wednesday's project is a food day in which students are encouraged to eat seasonally and locally. Minimizing use is the goal for the next 2 days by encouraging minimal energy use Thursday and water use on Friday. The week ends with a service Saturday. No Impact Week is an international project that began in 2009. On USC's campus, the events are run by the Campus Eco Reps and Sustainable Carolina. That concludes our university news this evening. Eliana will have the local report in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Here's a story
of an awkward lady
who never really knew just what to say.
and these new friends came along
To fix their problems. Hi, Teresa.
Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. This is your local news. Independent candidate for governor Tom Irvin decided to withdraw from the election last Tuesday. Irvin made the announcement at a press conference in Greenville. He has decided instead to support his former opponent, Democratic Senator Vincent Sheehan. Although Irvin's name will still be on the ballot as a petition candidate since absentee voting has begun, he is encouraging his supporters to vote for Sheehan in tomorrow's election. In this past week, Irvin has joined Sheehan on the campaign trail, as well as donating financially to the campaign. Irvin feels that Sheehan has the ability to beat Nikki Haley, the Republican candidate for governor, and has said, quote, "I believe he can restore honesty and integrity to the office." In other news, on Sunday, a fundraiser was held in honor of former USC student Haley Bordeaux, who was killed in a boating accident this past summer. Bordeaux's 5 sorority sisters planned the day of boating and fishing at Dreher Island State Park for family, friends, and the community. The event raised money for the new Haley Bordeaux Scholarship for Future Educators. That concludes our local news this evening. Corey Drennon will have your weather after this. Stick around.
Push your bypass with the bag over your head. Push your bypass away from the end.
Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. I'm Corey Drennon with your weekly weather update. So do you guys remember that time it was 85 degrees 3 days ago? Yeah, it literally went from summer to winter here. Right now we're at temperatures of about 52 degrees, but tonight you can expect temperatures to go down to about 39, but 0% chance of rain. As for the rest of the week goes, you can expect temperatures to be in the 60s and the mid-70s. The highest we're going to get is about 75, but no higher than that. And then the lows are just going to be in the late 40s to early 40s. And then the good news is, though, is that there is not really any % chance of rain this week. There's only one day we're expecting rain, and it's on Thursday, so it's only going to be about a 40% chance, so at least it's going to be cold and sunny. It could be cold and rainy. Moving on to national weather, it seems like the whole country is kind of on the same page this week as far as weather goes. All the temperatures are going to be about, in the highs, anywhere from the 60s to the 70s, and in the lows, they're going to be anywhere from the 30s to the 40s. And for the most part, the whole country is looking at a clear week this week. The only exception is a few countries in the southern region. Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, they can expect to be receiving 2 to 3 inches of rain. So as our top story this week, it actually snowed on Saturday. Oh my God, in the South, snow, can you imagine? So according to the utility companies in South Carolina, the whole state as a total experienced about 26,000 power outages. Now, Columbia only experienced severe winds and wet snow-like conditions, but there are some cities such as Red Bank, South Carolina, that experienced up to 4.5 inches of snow. Talk about a wild start to November. Well, that concludes this week's weather update. Stick around for sports with Sophie after this.
Welcome back to M&M. I'm Sophie Keyes with your University Sports. The South Carolina Gamecocks fell to Tennessee 45-42 in overtime. The game was a career night for sophomore wide receiver Pharaoh Cooper. Cooper is one of the 3 players to achieve a rushing, passing, and receiving touchdown in a college game in history. The last player to do so was Connor Shaw last season in the 2014 Capital One Bowl. The Gamecocks were leading by 2 touchdowns with less than 14 minutes left in the game. The following drive, the Bulls connected for a touchdown on a 4th and 6th play. The game changer came with a minute and a half to go when Tennessee put together a 9-play, 85-yard drive to tie the game. Tennessee kicked a 32-yard field goal to win it in overtime. The Gamecocks will be off next week before heading to Gainesville, Florida on November 15th. To face the Gators. South Carolina's number 2 women's basketball team ended strong with a 100-25 win to Coker College this past Sunday at the Colonial Life Arena. Freshman newcomer Asia Wilson led the game, scoring 18 points and collecting 10 rebounds, a game high. Wilson, with the help of her teammate Alicia Welsh, started an 18-5 lead just 6 minutes into the game. By halftime, the score was 51-13. Coker turned the ball 17 times, which led to 28 more points for the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks played every player available on Sunday afternoon, which put 5 new players on the court. Freshman Bianca Cuevas scored the first 3-pointer of the game. The nationally ranked women's team will host Southern California in the regular season opener on Saturday, November 15th. That concludes your sports this evening. For more Gamecocks highlights, be sure to check out Capital City Sports Coverage Weekly. There will be more Monday Night Mashup after this. Don't click away.
So everyone, tomorrow's election day. Do we have any big plans since we don't have class?
I know I'm getting up at 6 a.m. and driving to my house with my sister to vote in Lawrence County. So that's exciting.
Gosh, that's dedication.
Some sister bonding.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just doing an absentee voting thing. It took like 3 stamps to mail it in, but yeah, I just did the absentee ballot thing. But it's my first time voting since like getting my registration, so I'm like super excited. And I did like research on all the candidates and everything. It was kind of cute.
Yeah, I'm doing absentee voting too, so I'm excited to sleep in a little since we have no classes.
So yeah. Thanks for watching this edition of Monday Night Mashup. Be sure to follow our coverage throughout the week on our website and follow us on Twitter at SGTV News4. Additionally, check out our weekend previews online every Friday for your university update on what is happening in and around the area each weekend. Have a great
It's fall, why not carve pumpkins? I think that's how the idea came, and ever since.
This is a unique way for students to sort of experience the catharsis of